Hello and welcome back to All Elite Spotlight. I am your host, TNT, and today we are previewing AEW Dynasty coming at us Sunday, April 12th. And it's going to be, surprise, surprise, another epic AEW pay-per-view. We have another stacked card, as to be expected from an AEW pay-per-view. We know going into these things that they are going to be living up to and exceeding expectations every time. It's a guarantee. Death, taxes, and AEW pay-per-views being great. So right off the bat, we have, starting with 0 Hour, we have Death Rider Marina Shafir going up against the current NJPW Strong Women's Champion, one half of the Brawling Birds, Alex Windsor. So this is how the night will start. We only have one match promoted so far for 0 Hour. The gauntlet may start with 0 Hour and bleed into the proper show, but we shall see. But as of right now, what we have is Shafir and Windsor for 0 Hour. So not a championship match here. Windsor isn't defending her title, so it's just basically a grudge match. As we know and we'll discuss later, Windsor's partner already has a dance partner for Dynasty, and a pretty major one at that. So this match, just a basic grudge match. They will have faced each other on Collision in a tag, because this episode of Collision has the Brawling Birds going against Marina Shafir and Thekla, the Women's World Champion. But for this match here, I would imagine Shafir will pick up the win. She has not been faring too well in the one-on-one department, the singles department, particularly on the bigger matches, especially pay-per-view cards. And so I would look for her to pick up a win here, as it isn't high stakes or anything too crazy in development here. It's also not much of a story. Alex Windsor, part of the United Empire, obviously, and having Will Ospreay and Mox and the Empire against the Riders this past Dynasty. There's some bleed over there too. But again, I'm looking for Shafir to be the lock here. From there, we do have the Gauntlet match, the Casino Gauntlet match that will decide who will be the new TNT champion, because unfortunately, Kyle Fletcher did have to relinquish the title due to injury, hoping best wishes to Kyle Fletcher that he comes back as soon as possible and fully healthy. So we do know that the first entry is Tommaso Ciampa. He was victorious at Dynamite over Mascara Dorada, and he earned that first entry spot. On Collision, there will be a matchup of Roosh versus Anthony Bowens for that number 2 entry. And at the time of this recording, Collision has not aired yet. I know it's been taped, but I don't do spoilers. I like to live in the actual moment and watch the shows as they air, and, deal with the surprises and the developments as they happen in actual story time, in TV time. So as of right now, I don't know who the number 2 entry is. Hopefully you don't as well. I mean, if you're into spoilers, that's your thing, but I recommend just watching wrestling as it's meant to be consumed, and not so much, with the spoilers and all of that can kind of detract and take from the fun. So we obviously don't know everybody that's going to be in the gauntlet. We can all have, some ideas. Will Max Caster show up? Bowens and Caster buried the hatchet and had a reunion on the Indies. We'll see. I don't know what Caster is doing in AEW right now, if he's on his way out. Hopefully not, but that could be interesting if that is the case. I don't know if the Hair Syndicate, who's looking for another member, will be involved. So lots of surprises. We'll see Mark Briscoe. He hasn't been on TV in quite some time. Maybe he'll pop up here. I know he is a former obviously TNT champion, and he's been wanting to get that back last we saw. So we'll see. We'll see. I imagine Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong, he'll likely be in here as well. Haven't seen anything from Hook or Shibata. Maybe they'll pop up as well. But I don't really know who will pull out the win here. I mean, I would imagine maybe a surprise entrant will be able to come in and take it. Other than that, my pick would be Ciampa getting Sylvie back and having maybe a little run, maybe a feud with Briscoe. I wouldn't be mad at that, but wide open field. Let me know who you want to see in the gauntlet. Let me know who you want to see as the new TNT champion. But we're going to move on. From there, we have the returning Chris Jericho going against the first person to make the list in about a decade, and the first person to make the list in AEW. That would be the Demand's own Ricochet. And this match should prove interesting. We'll see. It's been a while since Jericho's been in the ring, and he's going against somebody I think is one of the best wrestlers in the world. He can do amazing things. He's just generational talent. Sorry, MJF, but it's true. That is Ricochet's bag. He's amazing. And I know the whole bald thing. Yes. Guess what? I shaved my head too, so I'm part of that crew. But Y2J, Chris Jericho, Le Champion, the Demo God, whatever he wants to call himself today, he is firmly looking to be a face in the company. We'll see how long that lasts because it is Chris Jericho, but good to see him being cheered. I enjoyed the whole "you made the list" thing. I do not expect Jericho to lose in his first match back, coming off his major return. So sorry, Ricochet, you're going to be eating the loss. It's just whether you go down to the Judas effect or you tap out to the Walls of Jericho. From there, we have tag team action. We have the Young Bucks looking to claw their way back to the top of the mountain and earn another title shot against whoever will be the tag team champions at that time. So the Young Bucks are going against Don Callis family members, Kazuchika Okada, current reigning international champion, and his partner, fellow Don Callis family member, Konosuke Takeshita. Now, these two already have a match that's going to be set for Double or Nothing. Finally, we'll get to see the two of them mix it up because Konosuke wants the international title, and quite frankly, he's sick of Okada completely disrespecting him over and over and over and over again. These two have been going at it, mainly as a result of Okada's attitude towards Takeshita, Okada being, the senpai role, and Takeshita being young boy role, I guess that he sees him as. I like the story that they tell, and I would like to see Takeshita in the long run get over on Okada and finally take that title off of him. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We've got the Young Bucks against a really great duo, right? If they could get along and work as a tag team, you might even say Okada and Takeshita could be the favorites in this match. But we all know that things are going to break down. They're going to be battling between each other. It's going to be a mess at the end. And the Young Bucks should be able to capitalize here and further increase their rankings in AEW in the tag division and work their way closer towards a match against either FTR or Cage and Cope, whoever the tag team champions will be after Sunday night. So here, picking the Young Bucks to win, not just because you're a better tag team, but because there's going to be some serious infighting in that match between Okada and Takeshita. Next, we have Andrade El Idolo going up against Darby Allin. And if Darby wins, he's in line for a shot at the AEW World title. It doesn't matter if it's MJF, doesn't matter if it's Kenny Omega, because both have agreed that if he can get past Andrade, then he gets the title shot. So finally, this is an opportunity, a big opportunity for Darby to get one step closer to realizing his dream of becoming a world champion here in AEW. And I did like his promo this past Dynamite where he showed his passion. He revealed his emotion, that he does care, that he's not just about a lack of care or throwing his body away, his life away, or whatever. He doesn't have a death wish. He wants this win more than anything. He wants to be world champion more than anything. He needs this. Those were his words. So this has the potential to be match of the night. Again, Andrade has a habit of stealing this show because he's that darn good. And Darby Allin, you know he's going to do whatever it takes. So I'm imagining he's going to take a pretty vicious beating. He's going to take the usual crazy, insane bumps. But will he be able to pull it out? Because Andrade also wants that world title, and he's deserving. Since he's come back, he's been on a tear himself, and he's really been putting in some incredible work. So would it be some huge disappointment if Andrade were to win and he gets to further his progression towards a title shot? I'm pretty sure Don Callis would be able to work it out for him, and that would be amazing. Him against MJF or against Kenny Omega. But you know, Darby's been here, maybe not since day one, but very close to it. And man, I would like to see that story. I would like to see him go up for the world title. Him and MJF have a storied history. So if MJF pulls it out at Dynasty, I mean, I'd really like to see Darby Allin go up against him. But we'll get to this later. But is MJF going to be champion after Sunday? I don't know. But for this match, I'm going to pick Darby Allin. He's coming off a loss in the trios match when he teamed up with Bandito and Jack Perry to go against Andrade and his Don Callis family members, Mark Davis and Konosuke. So Andrade has the momentum. It's going to make it more of an uphill battle for Darby, but, you know, that's Darby's story. So I'm picking Darby Allin for the win here and him moving on to a program to head to the world title. Now we move into the title matches. We have 4 of them here. Four, count them 4. And the first one, the AEW Continental Championship, Bad Blood in addition to the title. Now there'll be no interference, which is key in this match because it includes Jon Moxley and the Death Riders. And Jon Moxley is going against Will Ospreay. So Will Ospreay coming off of his injury. He's had some impressive matches so far. Brought in the United Empire this past Dynamite to get a win over the Death Riders, specifically pinning Jon Moxley after giving him a hidden blade through the table. He was able to pin him with Callum's help. It was like a double pin. But still, nonetheless, he's going in here with a ton of momentum, right? So is Jon Moxley going to be dethroned? Is Will Ospreay going to get his revenge for being put on the shelf for all that time in that after that cage match against Jon Moxley? So very interesting. You know, this is going to be a great match. It's going to be main event level, like closing the show type good match. I'm sure it's going to have a lot. The reason I don't put this as match of the night is because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of selling at the neck for Will Ospreay, a lot of targeting that. But beyond that, it's going to be great. Jon Moxley, Will Ospreay, it's going to be epic. I can't wait to see it. I can't imagine that Will Ospreay is going to lose his revenge match, a match against Jon Moxley for the Continental title, where there's nobody due to Continental rules that's allowed to be at ringside. Everything is lined up here for Ospreay to win unless he cannot do it within the 20-minute time limit. So that's the tricky part. So that is Jon Moxley's way out. It's tough to beat Jon Moxley. It's tough to beat him. And it's tough to beat him in under 20 minutes. So don't be surprised if this goes to a time limit draw. It's entirely possible. And honestly, I kind of feel that might happen, except that, you know, it'll really be a great celebration to see Will Ospreay win. It'll be huge, a great pop, the fans will be celebrating too much. So I think I'm going to pick Will Ospreay to win it. If not, definitely a time limit thing. I don't see him just losing, but we shall see. My official pick, Will Ospreay, new Continental Champion. From there, we have the AEW Women's World Title being defended by the current champion Thekla, going up against former champion Jamie Hayter. Now, Jamie Hayter, huge fan of her. When she was champion, so happy to see it. It really stunk that she got hurt and had to miss all that time. That totally derailed everything. When she came back, she's had a title shot since, but it just has not been the same. It just hasn't felt the same. She herself her in-ring work doesn't quite seem to be the quality that it was before the injury. And that's not to take away anything from her. I still think she's a great competitor. She's really good in the ring, powerful, all that she's got all of it. But Thekla has been on a run. It is the Toxic Spiders era. I don't see her losing. The victories that she's just been racking up has been pretty impressive, because I did not start off being a fan of Thekla since she's beaten Statlander twice now in the strap match and the 2 out of 3 falls, and gone on to have other victories since. I mean, she really seems to be in her groove, and she's been a good champion. She's been good. So I don't see her dropping the title here. I feel like this is just another opponent to throw in her way, a former champion, so a worthy opponent, but somebody that's just going to be there in the in-between and not a full-on serious threat or program, right? It's not really a huge story in it other than she's going up against a former champion. So Thekla with the win. That's my lock. So the third championship match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship, we have the champions FTR with Big Stoke going up against CNC, Cage, Christian Cage, and Adam Copeland, Cage and Cope. So I was really looking forward to the match. I still am. I'm just confused about that angle where they, on Dynamite, had Christian Cage's arm in the steel chair, jumped on it, and he had dealt with that, right? So is it going to be in a cast? Did they really need to handicap Cage and Cope? They're a great tag team. They're superpowers, right? They're great. They're legends. They deserve to be there. But they're going against FTR, who's the best tag team in the world, right? They've proved it repeatedly. They're your tag team champions. They just beat the Young Bucks at Revolution in a historically good match, right? So why add the handicap of having an injured arm for Christian Cage? What is the purpose of that? I don't really like it, but you know what? We'll see how it plays out. I'm still expecting a good match. It will obviously mean Cage and Cope are fighting from the bottom and really struggling. The lion's share of the work is likely going to have to be done by Cope, but I'm sure Christian Cage will be doing a lot of the selling thanks to that arm, or who knows how much of an impact he'll have in the match. Because realistically, I mean, when that usually happens in wrestling, you're usually out for a week or so, at least for a little bit, but less than a week later, title match on a pay-per-view. We'll see what they do with it. Still looking forward to it, still expecting a great match. It kind of threw me off a bit there, and I still expect Cage and Cope to somehow pull out the victory. Then again, I wouldn't be surprised if FTR cements their dominance. So we shall see. Interesting. Maybe the whole arm injury thing is a way to give them a way out and have them lose gracefully. So you know what? I'm going to go against the grain here and say FTR pulls off a successful defense here and are able to put away Cage and Cope and continue their title reign. So again, picking FTR for the win here. Next, we have the main event. And wow, what are we looking at here, guys? What are we thinking? This is a big one. Coming right off the heels of a Hangman MJF, which was also a big toss-up. I mean, AEW is doing a really good job with this MJF run, I think. And the stakes are so high in all of these matches. We've got Kenny Omega at 100%, sounding and looking as good as he has in a long, long time. And oh man, is he going to end the reign now? Because it's still early in MJF's reign. It really hasn't been that long, but MJF has been the real deal, whether you want to admit it or not. But, Kenny Omega, it's Kenny Omega, right? So is this his time? He's got through Swerve Strickland, that whole thing, which was impressive. And he's really been firing on all cylinders. So, I mean, it's a tough one, but my heart is telling me it's Kenny Omega's time. He's going to get the world title again. It's going to be a new era. He's going to shape AEW in a kind of a different way moving forward, while MJF has to try to fight back and reclaim it. But then my mind is saying MJF is not going to lose. He's going to do what he always does and find a way to win, and he's going to have another notch on his belt. I mean, did it seem like he was going to send Hangman away and have it so he couldn't challenge for the world title again? That was a big deal. This is also a big deal. Maybe not quite as much, but beating Kenny Omega, 100% Kenny Omega, like ready to defeat the world Kenny Omega, that's still a big deal. It's going to be an amazing match. And I mean, I would have to say I just don't see MJF losing quite yet. I don't see it. But what happens to Kenny Omega if he loses? Like, what is he going to walk away for a little bit and then come back and do other whatever? So, I mean, he could have matches with Will Ospreay for the Continental Championship if it goes that way. Sure, why not? And he could be perfectly fine helping to cement MJF's legacy in AEW. So, and he did say in the promo, it's not just his responsibility, right? It's not just his responsibility to bring up AEW. So I think I'm going to go with MJF on this one. He's going to find a way to continue his reign, and man, will he be overbearing if he wins. But, I think I'm going to have to pick him. But I will be rooting for Kenny Omega, so hopefully I'm wrong on that one. But that is the official pick. It's MJF. And Kenny, prove me wrong, please. I'm begging you. But that is it for the preview today. Thank you for joining me. Let me know in the comments if you agree with my picks. If you do or you don't, give a reason why. Let's have a good little discourse, good little back and forth. I do enjoy talking to my fellow wrestling fans. But thank you again for watching. Thank you for all those who subscribed. If you haven't, please do subscribe, like, share, comment, all of that good stuff. Make sure to have yourselves a good rest of the day, night, whenever you're watching this. Until we speak again, take care. Have a good one.